Hi
दोस्तों
Nathan.
वेलकम वेलकम
हाय
वेलकम।
मामा।
और मतलब सॉरी गाइस बट थोड़ा सा आपकी इंट्रोडक्शन हो जाए प्यारी सी, बढ़िया, बहुत प्यारी सी। दोस्तों आज टुडे वी हैव टू वेटरन्स ऑफ मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड विद अस टुडे। और अनफिल्टर्ड फ्राइडे में इससे ज़्यादा अनफिल्टर्ड कुछ भी नहीं होगा आज मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड के बारे में, बिकॉज दो मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड फैन जिन्होंने अप्स भी देखे हैं और अभी का डाउन भी देख रहे हैं, तो दे आर एब्सोल्युटली गोइंग टू बी ऑनेस्ट विद अस। और आज मैं ज़्यादा बोलूँगा नहीं, बिकॉज when Nathan speaks about Manchester United, I listen. When Sadiq भाई talks about anything, I listen. तो आज मैं क्या कहते हैं, ये पूरा का पूरा वीडियो डेडिकेटेड टू मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड। टॉटनहम की भी बात करेंगे, मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड वर्सेस टॉटनहम रिव्यू। उसके बाद एथलेटिको मैड्रिड का भी मैच आ रहा है, तो थोड़ी बातचीत उसकी। तो वेलकम 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 फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल सादिक भाई, थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग। एंड नेथन एज ऑलवेज ऑनेस्ट ब्लंट नेथन आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग टुडे। तो भाई दोस्तों बहुत मज़ा आने वाला है, बहुत ही जुड़े रहिएगा और आपके कमेंट जो भी होंगे तो वो आने दीजिएगा। तो सादिक भाई पहले लेट्स टॉक अबाउट कि अच्छी चीज़ें क्या हुई हैं, अच्छी चीज़ें क्या हुई हैं। प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में बता दिया है कि क्रिस्टियानो रोनाल्डो इज़ बैक एंड कवानी इज़ ऑल्सो बैक। लूक शॉ इज़ आउट, मैकटोमिन इज़ आउट प्रॉबेबली। तो एज वी रिमेंबर कि जो लास्ट मैच हुआ था स्पर्स वर्सेस मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड, कितने इंपॉर्टेंट थे कवानी एंड रोनाल्डो। तो व्हाट आर योर थॉट्स ऑन द कम बैक ऑफ बोथ द गाइज, बिकॉज काफ़ी कवानी के बारे में बात हो रही है कि 80% मैचेस में इज इंजर्ड। फिर रोनाल्डो के बारे में भी हो रही है कि इज़ नॉट द गाय वी वांटेड हिम टू बी। तो व्हाट्स योर व्यूज ऑन क्या कहते हैं रोनाल्डो एंड कवानी राइट नाउ?
See, right now, obviously, first of all, thanks for calling me. And second, देखो रोनाल्डो हम यही बात कर रहे हैं पिछले for the last I think almost close to 2 months now that he's not performing well. He's not performing well, and honestly, yes, we have to be true with it. He's not performing well. He's not performing to the standards that we know what a Cristiano Ronaldo is supposed to perform at. But I'm of the opinion, and I mean, people have disagreed with it as well. But I'm of the opinion that Ronaldo, we are watching a goat age in front of us. And I've said that whenever a goat level player, I've been following sports for a pretty long time. So in every sport, when a goat level player ages, what happens is his performance, his overall performance in terms of numbers is not bad, but it's not beyond great what it was supposed to be. And when you go from above average to good performance, I mean, when you come down from say beyond great to a good to a decent performance, the gap is pretty significant. If an average player becomes below average, the difference in performance is not much.
Yep.
So that's why what we were expecting from him, more than the team not performing well and Ronaldo not performing well, it's that he's not performing as well to the expectation of fans and haters both. That's why the sheer amount of criticism. Okay, yeah, he does deserve the criticism. He has missed out point blank shots. He has missed out on clear cut opportunities to score goals, and he does deserve criticism for that. But we also have to make sure that our expectations are not the same as what we had of, say, a Cristiano Ronaldo of 3 or 4 years back. That's about Ronaldo. As far as Cavani is concerned, well, Cavani and injuries have gone hand in hand, I think, for the last 5, 6 years. Even at PSG, Cavani was not always available. And that's a risk that you take with a player like Cavani and his style of play. And with age, he has those issues. Now, coming to how it affects Manchester United, it's obviously a good thing to have both of our strikers in because we are desperately suffering at the striking department, especially with what happened with Greenwood and how bad of a form Rashford is in. So that's definitely good news for the team.
And Nathan boy, your views on the same thing. And first of all, TFFT, hello boy, Candy Hondi C. Okay, that's nice. बट नेतन ब्रो, योर क्या कहते हैं ओपिनियन ऑन कि भाई लोग बात कर रहे हैं कि विद एंड विदाउट रोनाल्डो। सो मैंने ये तो देख मैंने मेरे को आई डोंट नो व्हाट्स विद रोनाल्डो, बट विदाउट रोनाल्डो डू यू थिंक मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड इज वर्स? दैट्स अ फैक्ट, दैट्स अ फैक्ट दैट विदाउट रोनाल्डो मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड बहुत बेकार है। विद रोनाल्डो बेकार है या जो भी है, बट विदाउट रोनाल्डो तो बहुत पुअर है। एंड योर व्यूज ऑन कवानी एज वेल, what's up with that guy? Because do you want to see that Cavani and Ronaldo duo? Because that really worked against Spurs. Your views on that thing as well?
Uh, First of all, when you say it's a fact that we have been worse without Ronaldo, I mean, we finished second last season without half of these players. So let's. I mean, that might have nothing to do with anything. I'm not saying it does, but that's also a fact. And I don't like it when everyone goes, "Oh, we are crap. We can't support Ronaldo." I'm like, without Ronaldo, we finished second. Okay, fine. You want to finish first. Okay, I can accept that. But how does that change the fact that without Varane, without Sancho, uh, without Ronaldo, we finished second? Some of these matches that we have lost or drawn, we have won without Ronaldo last season. These are facts. Listen, I'm not just for the record, just for the record. I was live on this channel for the Newcastle debut. I had to come a little late because I was in tears when I saw him wear that training jacket. I never thought it would happen again. And I told Giant live, I had to take a break. I saw him train, and I couldn't talk. I had to. I couldn't believe it actually, if I'm being very honest with you. And with regards to Cavani, listen, I'm no expert here, but injury reports are provided to all clubs, and I think everyone's aware of his injury record. It was a bad buy. We can go on about the Glazers all day. I don't think this is the stream for that, but that just proves another bad buy in the books, in my opinion, at least. Now, whether do I want them both to be? Listen, as a great man once said, it's always nice to have options. So if you ask me if both of them are fit is better or not, I would say it's better because just common sense. And I would I play both of them? Not with the slow midfield we have. We don't have McTominay with pace in the middle as well now. I mean, I listen. I don't want to go on about Pogba. I really don't. I really don't. But we need pace somewhere. We need pace somewhere, and I don't want pace to be Rashford because he's not reliable. So we need pace somewhere. We can't play both of them. Can we? I mean, sorry, let me put this in a better way. We can play with both of them. We shouldn't play with both of them. That's my opinion. But there's also an argument that who do we play for Atletico Madrid? So then some people are saying let's play Cavani for Spurs because a great man once said it's only Spurs. If you know who that is. People who are
Okay.
watching this
Okay,
channel will
little
know.
little
I don't know if
bantering.
they know.
वे थोड़ी सी बैंटरिंग और थोड़ी सी
No,
प्यारी
I
बात
mean, I
नहीं
mean,
नहीं
listen. It's not bantering. It's a quote from a greater person than me. Let me just put it that way. So yeah. I mean, I'm positive. We need a result. I mean, there's no other option. We can't
शादी
pretend otherwise.
ओके ओके बैलन डोर फॉर
Uh,
बेंजेमा यस आई एग्री एस आई एग्री
yeah.
ये
So
थोड़ा सा
so so I would
रिएक्शनरी है
say
हाँ
yeah. So I would say yeah. I would prefer if they were both fit. Good news today.
हाँ
I mean,
गुड
no Shaw. McTominay anyway was borderlining a suspension anyway. Varane is training back, so
बैक
so
या
there is some good news. It's looking a little more positive than negative, especially for Tuesday. I'm looking forward to Tuesday. I know that's not a good thing, but I'm more worried about that game. It has more direct implications to our season. So yeah.
ओके लेट्स टेक कमेंट्स थोड़े से कमेंट्स आए हुए हैं सादिक भाई डू यू थिंक CR7 needs to be benched if a player is not on his best you should make him a sub bring him from the last 15 minutes and let him prove if he can be in the starting 11 comments on that
See,
quick answer
see the game. See, it's not about he should be benched or not. It's just about that we should take into Ralph's understanding of the game, and treat it like horses for courses. I know there was a time when Cristiano was a horse for any course, similar to any other great player of past. I mean, with great, I mean players who have been in that goat conversation. But at this stage of his career, we need to make sure that we use him in the right games where he's supposed to be used. In the game against Spurs, we can use him, and we can also use him in the game against Atletico. But we could say maybe start him and say 70th minute, if the game's going pretty decent in our favor, sub him off, get in Edinson Cavani, and similarly we could use him against Atletico.
okay
But Sadiq, aren't you worried because of the nature of the injury, this hip flexor thing? I'm the reason I would start Cavani is only because you know how it is, right? Especially with Lindelof last season, where we said he's injured, but he was really, really injured and played the whole season. So I'm just worried about this hip flexor situation. I feel like I'm more worried if we don't have a defined result by 70 minutes. He's going to be playing two 90-minute games in 3 days, and if his injury is not done And by the way, just for the record, let me make it clear: I don't think he's fully healed. I just want to be. I don't trust our medical staff. I'm not going to pretend like they're right. Uh, I'm worried about that. That's why when I was saying, I think you can even start Cavani this game is only because like I said after that, Tuesday has more direct implications to our season. You know, in the league,
What
the
do you
nice thing about
think?
the league is we can rely on other people beating other people, but we need to beat Atletico Madrid. There is no one going to save us from that.
See, he
So
had a hip flexor strain, right? Cristiano had a hip flexor strain. And what was the injury that Cavani had?
he's made of wood.
Yeah. So, see, being a doctor myself, a hip flexor strain is not as difficult, especially for a person who's as muscle bound and as core. I mean, whose core is as strong as Cristiano Ronaldo's is, as compared to a foot injury, because a foot injury is more of a, you could say, a ligament skeletal issue rather than a muscular issue. So, and he's coming back after a long time. So, just putting in Cavani in there for a longer stretch, say 60, 70 minutes instead of a Cristiano Ronaldo who's coming in with a muscular strain, that would be a more bigger risk, because those are more structural issues and this is more muscular issues which your body can sort of compensate for. And Cristiano was playing in. And the one thing that you need with a muscular injury is, once you're coming back from it, you need time for it on the pitch doing the same activity. Like, once your muscle is healed,
सूरज भी अपने फ़ोन से आ
then
जा
to
कम
get
से
it
कम.
back into rhythm, you need more time for your
Keep it.
muscle to do
Yeah.
the same activity. So that's why I would want Ronaldo to start, have the extended minutes, then get in Cavani slowly, because there's a high chance if you just put in Cavani straight in into a match like Spurs where he has to put in the intensity, and he anyways brings intensity on, his game is based on that. So that would put Cavani at a bigger risk as compared to someone like Cristiano, because we all know that Cristiano has his ways of conserving energy and, you know maintaining his uh, fitness throughout the game much better than a player like Edinson Cavani.
So you're not concerned about our medical staff, and let me just put it this way: you're not. Are you concerned that he's not 100% healed from the injury? Let me just put it that way. Let's not blame other specific sections of our club. Do
Mhm.
you believe that he is 100% fit for this game?
See, at this stage of the season, I don't believe any player in any sport is 100% fit. That's a
No, but
fact.
I mean in terms with this
But
specific injury, do you think he
No, 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 no,
is?
no. I think, no. I honestly believe he would be back to 100%. If not 100, then he's definitely at 85 plus percent. Otherwise, you would not risk playing a player of his caliber in a game like Spurs, where okay, yes, the outcome will affect our top four chances, but anyways, both the teams, Spurs and United, are fighting for 5, 6, 7 right now. To be very frank, I mean,
Yeah,
Arsenal
हाँ
has
सही
a
बात है.
significantly worse.
और
So we are basically fighting
और
5,
बेस्ट.
6, 7, and neither of those spots makes any difference.
सही बात है. और मैं तो ये कहूँगा रैल्फ रैगनिक टू बी ऑनेस्ट इस बात के लिए काफ़ी अच्छा है कि ही इज़ प्रिटी क्लियर इन द प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंसेज एंड विद हिज टीम इवन इफ अगर एक पर्सन 100% नहीं है फिट तो वो नहीं खिलाता. इज़ एज सिंपल एज दैट बिकॉज ही इज़ मतलब मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड एक ऐसे पॉइंट में है अपने सीज़न के वेयर एवरी गेम इज़ अ मस्ट टू विन गेम. तो वी हैव हमने बात कर ली भाई कवानी के बारे में एंड आपको पता चल गया होगा कि सादिक भाई के जो ओपिनियंस है वो सिर्फ आपको नॉलेज नहीं देंगे, दे विल ऑल्सो हील यू. डॉक्टर के थ्रू विजन से भी वो सब कुछ आपको क्लियर कर देंगे. तो हम तीसरे बंदे की बात करते हैं अटैक में, रैशफोर्ड. क्या आपको लगता है सादिक भाई कि रैशफोर्ड जो है उसने मतलब ही वॉज नॉट परफॉर्मिंग बट जो अभी खबरें आ रही हैं बैक स्टेज की, ही इज़ मतलब एक तरह से वो फैंस का भी जो प्यार है और फैंस का भी जो भरोसा है वो आराम से खो रहा है. मतलब दिस इज़ द लास्ट थिंग ही कुड डू टू मेक द सिचुएशन वर्स. योर ओपिनियन ऑन रैशफोर्ड.
See, Marcus Rashford, for the last what, 6 months or so now, since the start of the season, almost since the start of the season, and especially after he came back from his injury, he's been woefully out of form. And if you see him on the field, you could see that the issues are not physical anymore with him; they are all mental. Plus, along with that, when you add the fact that these things come in the media. See, these players are actually in contact with certain media outlets based in England, and you will notice every player or a certain set of players, they have a certain media source through which these news comes out. So it's basically a ploy. He knows that with his current form, if he goes in for the negotiations himself, like how a normal negotiation for a contract is done, United will definitely not offer him what he's wanting. So these are ploys. I don't personally like these ploys by the players, but if you put yourself in the players' shoes and you are doing a job in a company and you are going in for your next contract renewal or your next contract negotiation, you will pull out all the stops that can possibly get you a pay rise, whether you're performing or not. So these are just those kind of ploys. I don't personally like them. I'm not a fan of these shenanigans when players pull them off, especially when they're not playing well. I mean, yeah, if Rashford was in the form that he was in last year, and the other thing about Rashford that I don't like about his gameplay is you will not have him performing to that level until your game plan is based around him. The last two
Yep.
seasons, our game plan was based around him. And he is not a player of the caliber that if you base your game plan around him, you will win a title. So if he leaves, if he wants to leave, had I been in the board, I would be like, you're more than welcome, son.
बाय बाय. ओके नेथन बॉय, योर व्यूज के आप पहले तो ये बात पूछता हूँ मैं, एलेंगा जिस तरह से पिछले मैच में खेला, डू यू थिंक
Before
हाँ
before you
हाँ
ask me a question, can I just quickly read out a poll on Sky Sports for Manchester United? I was just looking at it before this. Okay, there was a poll. There's a bunch of players. I'm just going to read out the percentage, guys. Bear with me. I will talk a little faster because I want to go answer Giant's question. Poll for Man United players to acts. Okay, so this is in percentage of keeper acts. Okay, Nemanja Matic 88%. Andreas Pereira, 88%. Anthony Martial, 87.5%. Juan Mata, 87%. Phil Jones, 86%. Harry Maguire, 83.7%. Paul Pogba, 75%. Jesse Lingard, 74%. He's a free agent. That's pointless. Edison Cavani, free agent, pointless. 74%. Fred, 1 year left, 73%. Ralph Ragnick, 72.6%. That was, I'm sorry, it's funny in a different way. Aaron Van Bissaka, 72%. Cristiano Ronaldo, 67.7%. Eric Bailly, 67.4%. And the
everybody.
last person who gets the majority of the acts, Victor Lindelof at 56%. All these players, the people on a public poll, want all these people gone. Majority of them are 70%. 3 of them are 67% and below. And
मतलब
1% is take it or leave it.
मतलब ये क्वेश्चन तो हटा ही दीजिए कि आप मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड क्या अपने सबसे वर्स्ट सिचुएशन में है, ये क्वेश्चन तो आउट ऑफ द पार्क ही है, बिकॉज इससे ज़्यादा वर्स्ट
That's
तो
why I read that. That's why I read that.
इससे ज़्यादा वर्स्ट तो नहीं हो सकता कुछ
That
भी.
poll 1 hour ago. That poll was that says it all. These are people. I didn't vote on this poll. This is not even me. This is just a random poll. It's not looking good.
Do you think the poll is little reactionary as well?
Does anyone want Maguire?
No, I don't think so.
Does anyone want Nemanja Matic and Andreas Pereira and Juan
नेथन
Mata and Phil Jones?
नेथन ब्रो, फिर मैं वो वाला
I don't think anyone wants that.
नेथन भाई मैं वो कुछ
I
हाँ.
wouldn't want. See, I wouldn't mind keeping Nemanja Matic as a backup CDM still.
Yeah, but that's only because we don't have one. I mean, in general, do you want him?
I mean,
I
if
mean,
he's the backup,
I don't want him.
no. If
No,
he's
I mean,
the
I
backup
mean, like
CDM,
if
yes.
we are buying players, do you want him in your squad?
No,
Still?
But कैसे
obviously not.
Yeah.
Obviously not.
Yeah. So
तो यार
I assume that's what the poll is meant for.
नेथन
Like
भाई
they want to clear out.
नेथन भाई जैसे मैंने पहले भी ये क्वेश्चन पूछा था ऑन द स्ट्रीम जब हम यूनाइटेड डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि नाउ जो भी सिचुएशन है उसके बाद क्या ये राइट टाइम है मैगवायर को हटाने का कैप्टन से, तो एवरीबडी वाज लाइक कि नो नहीं करना चाहिए. बट अब क्या लगता है आपको कि अब मतलब नैया तो एक तरह से डूब ही रही है, तो इसमें एक और मैगवायर को चेंज ही कर दो ना, मतलब, या फिर यू स्टिल वांट मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड टू वेट टिल द एंड ऑफ द सीजन.
So I'm going to answer your prior question very quickly first. Do I want Rashford to start? No. Now we'll move on to your current question. So I'm going to name names if you don't mind, Jayant. I know it's your channel, so forgive
कोई
me
नहीं.
if it makes you feel uncomfortable. But we had the Sportsways Shivam Tyagi here, who was a Real Madrid and United fan. He said we shouldn't change our captaincy. I respected his decision. It made a lot of sense, don't get me wrong, which is basically it will create a locker room drama. Unfortunately for Shivam, the drama is not stopped, so it wouldn't make a difference in my opinion. We should have, as soon as Ragnick sat him on the bench, he should have stripped him of his captaincy and given literally. I know this is going to be dramatic, but anyone else. I would have taken anyone else as captain except Fred. He's a little bit of a basket case, but everybody else, I would have put that captain armband on anyone else. So because look at it, where's the locker room unstable? It's still unstable. What difference has it made? So he should have put him on the bench, said him we'll use him when we need to. Different formations, like he used the example for Cristiano Ronaldo in today's press conference. Should have done the same thing for Harry Maguire. Play him against Burnley. He'll be really good against Weghorst. They're both slow camels running around the field. It'll be perfect for them. But in my opinion, right,
Even Vagos
I
is
wouldn't give.
fast for Maguire.
I mean, everyone's fast for Maguire, dude. Just send our parents running after him. It'll be easy.
Well, Weghorst
Uh,
just abused him in the game against us.
yeah, I know. But what I'm trying to say is we can use him for Burnley because Burnley wants to play defensive. We can't use him for every game. Like same for Ronaldo. Depending on the formation, like he said today in the press conference, play Maguire the same way. Remove him of his captaincy, and I think it's fair. He's also not played well, so he won't have much of an excuse. He keeps on hiding from every loss and makes everyone else go up and do the interview after the match. He made McTominay do the interview this week. I mean, he just shirks responsibility. He's not a captain. I don't care what anyone. If someone can name one captain like quality he has that every other captain in the Premier League has, every other captain, I would love to hear it. But until then, yes, he should have taken off the captaincy of it. I would have put it on someone that is genuinely stable in our club, and that would be David De Gea. The reason David De Gea is not our captain is because he spoke out against the club when we were formed poorly in one of the games, and that is why he's actually not our captain right now. He is our captain before Maguire, funny enough, but he's not now because the club didn't like it.
सादिक भाई, क्या
That's my
अगला
answer.
मैच स्पर्स वाला इज द राइट मैच जिसमें मैगवायर भाई को बेंच पे डाला जाए? लिंडलॉफ, लेट लिंडलॉफ एंड वेराने स्टार्ट द गेम. फाइनली इज इट द मैच
No,
आफ्टर द
we did
परफॉर्मेंस
start
अगेंस्ट?
with Varane and Lindelof. We did bench Maguire. I think in the Leeds game, if I'm not mistaken.
बट
No, no, sorry, not the Leeds game.
No,
The
इन
the
एफ ए
game
कप
after
इन
that.
इन एफ ए
In
कप
the
मैच
no,
आई
no,
गेस.
no, no, no. There was
Middlesbrough.
another league
मिडल
game in between.
जो भी था मेरे
He
ख्याल से
played.
वो इंजर्ड था या फिर यही कोई रीजन था.
No, 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 no. He was not injured. He was not injured.
तो
Varane and Lindelof started.
Southampton.
Yeah. Southampton. Yes. In the Southampton, yes, and Brighton, one of the two games, we actually
Yeah.
won that game, and we had started Varane and Lindelof, and possibly even against City, we would have started Varane and Lindelof, but Varane got a knock, I think. That's why Varane did not start. The thing is, I would not want to change Maguire as a captain now, only for one reason, not for anything that he brings to the team as a leader. The only reason is let him go down. This is going to be perhaps one of the worst seasons that Manchester United has had in the last 25 years or so. So let him go down on the shield. I mean, let him go down with the ship basically. If he's the captain, let him take the fall. Why to unnecessarily change the captain now with 15 odd games remaining, and let someone else bear the brunt of it when he is the one who is the captain and who should go down with it? That's my only reasoning. There is no
But the
logical or tactical reasoning behind it.
but the problem with that is he's not even taking blame for
मतलब
for a
50
game.
डाउन जा रही है
How is
बट
he going to take? How is he going to take the blame for the season? He can't even take blame for a
No, he
for,
doesn't.
for a
What
match.
I'm saying is he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to,
Okay.
but all the people will know that he's the one to blame, that he was our captain in this season.
I
That's
mean,
what
the
I
people
wanted.
have spoken. I read it to you.
Yeah.
87% want him gone. The people have
Exactly.
already spoken.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The problem is the percentage of people that have spoken is the price in millions that we paid for him, unfortunately.
तो
Yeah.
मतलब
That is
तो
unfortunate.
दोस्तों आपका क्या ओपिनियन है, ये बात भी बता देना. डू यू वांट मैगवायर टू हैंड द कैप्टनसी टू किसी और को, ब्रूनो फर्नांडिस, क्रिस्टियानो रोनाल्डो, किसी को भी, एलेंगा फॉर दैट मैटर, या फिर क्या जैसा कि सादिक भाई ने कहा कि इस बार गिरने दो पूरी तरह से, सारा ब्लेम उस पर आना. तो प्लीज़ शेयर योर ओपिनियंस. क्वेश्चन सादिक भाई के लिए कि लेकिन मैं पहले नेतन भाई से पूछना चाहूँगा. नेतन भाई, व्हाट इज़ द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम फॉर मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड राइट नाउ? इज इट रैग्निक? Is it the mentality? Is it the players? What is the problem? And फिर नेथन भाई can answer for.
Are you talking about this season or as a club?
नहीं, as a club, मतलब right now the biggest problem for Manchester United right now.
As a club, our biggest problem is top management. It's always been top management for 10 years. This season, a lack of, it's a very shameful thing to say, but a lack of professional pride. That's what I would call it. That's the exact words I'd use. I wouldn't talk about tactics or anything. They don't have enough personal and professional pride to wear that badge on that shirt. That people actually died wearing that badge on their shirt to go somewhere else and perform in front of other people to win something that would bring glory to our club. People have died wearing that shirt, and these people aren't fit to wear it, let alone play in it. That's my opinion. And if it's seen as negative, I personally couldn't give a shit because I've been watching this since 2003 and 2004, and if for whoever this is acceptable to, and all the banter, I mean, people can banter. Like, let's be honest, like whoever's a Man City fan now hasn't been watching Man City since the 90s. So let's not even play that game here. Let's not do that. Like Sadiq said, he's been watching since '94. I mean, like, dude, Man City was in League One in '94 or League Two. So let's no, and I'm
Let's
not
not.
bantering them. Listen, no, I'm not bantering them. This is a fact. People walk around with the shirt like they are some legendary club. They're not. It's not my fault they're not a legendary club. I have no control over that. But they're not. Facts. They're not a legendary club. And if you feel
Sadiq
insulted by
Bhai.
that, then that's too bad though, because it's true. They
Agreed, agreed.
celebrated yesterday with a, you know why they celebrated with a blue moon at a after a victory? Because that's one of the very few times in their life that they can ever say they got the better of us truly. That's the only time they can say they got the better of us truly these last couple of years. They can't say it 50 years ago. They can't say it 30 years ago. They can't even say it 15 years ago. So let them enjoy it. Liverpool took 30 years to win one league title. Let them enjoy it. But everyone knows which is the greatest club in England. And you
भाई
can say whatever you want.
नहीं नहीं ये
You
बात
can
तो
say
मतलब
whatever you want, but everyone knows the truth.
everybody knows the
The
truth
greatest
bro
club in
but
England.
the greatest
The
club
greatest
in
club in
England
England, my friend.
but
Here it is.
अभी तो हम
Let
आज
them
की
see it.
बात करें let's talk about the present
Let them soak it in. Let
सदीक
them
भाई
soak it in.
नितिन भाई हमारे थोड़े से वहाँ
This is
पर
the greatest
on
club in
the
England. This is the
No, no.
greatest club in the world.
he replied with all
This is
See,
the
the greatest
emotion
club in the
and
world.
that was great
we all have the emotions.
see आप सादिक भाई
We all
but
have the emotions, but see, on my end, I don't blame. See, if someone who's a young person of say 15, 20 years old who's coming out and supporting Manchester City now, I don't blame him because when I started
Don't blame him.
supporting United in '96, I was a 10-year-old kid who had no clue what club football was. I supported United and Barca separately because I didn't even know at that time because it was all that you could know was in newspapers and magazines. I didn't have a clue that there was a UCL that existed, that these clubs could play against each other. By the time I learned about the UCL and stuff in '98, it was too late. I was already a fan of both the clubs. Now
The
coming
same.
to
I told Jayan the same thing. For me, it was Real Madrid and United, because the reason I watched football is because of David Beckham, and the reason I stayed it was because of Sir Alex Ferguson. So
सादिक भाई बट
I told him the same thing.
एक बार क्वेश्चन पे आ जाते हैं मतलब भाई नितिन भाई you can read the comment section there are some Liverpool fans in the comment section and you can enjoy the
no, no,
comments
see
but
Hey,
Liverpool.
dude,
Sadiq
you
भाई
know what, dude? Liverpool, make no mistake about it. Liverpool is, if not the second best club in England ever. You can argue it's one and two, because Liverpool is also a club with history and
हाँ नहीं वो
facts,
तो सब
and
कुछ है
they had they've
सब
had
कुछ है
they've had
but
great teams.
Sadiq भाई your answer what's wrong what's the biggest problem at Manchester United keeping aside the
देखो
top management with the players क्या दिक्कत है
देखो, the problem is, most of the time what we do is we go out and the easiest scapegoat is, I know they've not been the best of owners. We go and we say that it's the Glazers all the time. But if you look at it, they have taken out the money, but they've also put in close to 1.61 billion pounds into the club in the last decade, the same amount that Manchester City
City
has.
has yep
But if you know, I think in 2018, I was just reading a stat. We went and got Harry Maguire and Aaron Van Bissaka for the same amount that City got Emerick Laporte, Ruben Diaz, and Joao Cancelo for. I mean, that tells you that the problem is not with the Glazers, but the problem was with a person called Ed Woodward,
Yeah,
who thought
top
he was a
management. That's
know-it-all.
what I said. Top
Yeah,
management,
exactly,
exactly.
exactly. I agree with Nathan on that. That there were certain buffoons, and one of those buffoon is still there. His name is Darren Fletcher, who unfortunately represented us. And from 2002 to 2006, I was cussing him day in day out. for what he was doing in midfield. Imagine we had Darren Fletcher in the midfield going up against the likes of Patrick Vieira, a Frank Lampard, Claude Makalele, and Michael Essien. He was lucky enough to have a person like Gary Neville, Rio Ferdinand, and Vidic and Evra sitting behind him that saved his ass every day. So he's now sitting up there and as a technical director who acts like an assistant manager on the sidelines, who has got no clue what to do with his job. And there were three others who have fortunately been let go. So that is the macro issue. Coming to the micro issue of this season, we have players who are who are decent players, but as Nathan mentioned, they have very few of them have professional pride. And to make matters worse, they have been woefully out of form this season as well. I mean, you have a team which has no system, plus you have players who are going through a very bad run of form. I'm not talking about all the players not having the professional pride. A guy like Cristiano Ronaldo, a guy like say Bruno Fernandes,
David De
and
Gea.
say someone like Scott McTominay. He when he comes on the field, fine. He may not be a very good player. He may be a very bang average player at that. But at least when you see him on the field, you see the heart out there that
So the,
he's willing to perform. But
in
all of our players, I mean, barring say Jadon Sancho and David De Gea to some extent, everyone else has been woefully out of form. Unfortunately, we have had the worst combination of a bad playing system with all of our players being out of form at the same time. So that you could not predict. That's why we are having a pretty bang average season,
तो
to be
मतलब
very honest.
सादिक भाई, मैं ये क्वेश्चन आपसे बहुत टाइम से पूछना चाहता था, बिकॉज यू आर अ गाय जो यूनाइटेड भी सपोर्ट करता है, बार्सिलोना भी सपोर्ट करता है. हम सबको पता है कि सीजन के स्टार्ट में बार्सिलोना कहाँ थी, मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड कहाँ थी, ठीक है. तो इन योर ओपिनियन, व्हाट आर द थिंग्स दैट मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड डिड रॉन्ग और बार्सिलोना डिड राइट, दैट बार्सिलोना वी कैन से राइट नाउ बैठे बैठे कि बार्सिलोना ऑन द राइट ट्रैक, बट मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड इज नॉट एट ऑल ऑन द राइट ट्रैक, given the fact that Manchester United got Jadon Sancho, Rafael Varane, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Barcelona whereas got Depay, Luke De Jong, and Lionel Messi left, and Griezmann also went to Atletico Madrid. So what are the things that Barcelona did right, but Manchester United couldn't?
This is where the upper management comes into play. When you have a guy like Joan Laporta and a guy like El Mani sitting up there and making the right decisions. See, people say that, okay, Laporta obviously cannot come and say that he let Messi go. But deep down, we all know he let Messi go. Me being a Barca fan, I know he let Messi go, and I was, I mean, I would not say I was happy for that, but I was accepting of the fact that, okay, there comes a time
Where you have to move on.
वो कहते हैं ना समय का पहिया घूमता है तो आपको उसके साथ घूमना पड़ता है. So there was a time he had to make that decision, and then they decided, okay, we have a good academy, we have a good youth system, and then they did the recruitment. You see the January transfer window they had. Barring last night's snooze fest that Barca had against Galatasaray, I literally slept 3/4 of the match in. I was on a watch along and I twice dozed off. So you can, barring that game, we can see that the winter targets have worked for them, and they are not final targets. The way they have bought them, the way they've
Literally.
structured their loan deals, so the upper management comes into play, and this is where United should not have been. United, unfortunately, due to the upper management, has turned into a social media FC rather than a footballing club per se. Honestly, in my opinion, we should not have gone for Cristiano Ronaldo in the summer. He was going to City, or the news was such. It was disappointing. It was sad. But I was like, okay, fine. That's his end of the career decision. Let him be happy. Let him make that decision. If he wants to win a trophy, let him go and win a trophy with City. I was never completely angry at him for that. Yes, Cristiano Ronaldo came to our club. He came back to us. I was extremely happy to see Ronaldo back. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. You would be happy to take him. But at that moment, you should have made the Ronaldo decision after you had made a central defensive midfielder decision when you knew it was a glaring weakness in your club. So the issues are in the upper management, the people who make the decision, in our recruitment, how it goes. And even now, even if now we, वो कहते हैं ना होश के नाखून ले लें, and give the recruitment bit and the scouting bit to a person like Ralph Ragnick, who has literally created clubs from the depths. I
स्क्रैच
mean, from scratch से बिल्कुल lower zone से उसने बनाए clubs. उसको अगर आप अभी भी दे दोगे ना scouting और उसकी बात, and if you
मान लो
start following it, 2 साल बहुत पेनफुल रहेंगे. नेक्स्ट 2 years विल बी वेरी पेनफुल. हम हर रोज हर या एवरी ऑल्टरनेट वीक विल कस आउट एट हिम कि ये क्या कर रहा है, किसको ला रहा है, कैसे क्लब डिजाइन कर रहा है. बट 3 साल के बाद ना हम इसी आदमी के कसीदे पढ़ रहे होंगे, इसको बोल रहे होंगे कि
स्टैचू
भाई
लगा
ही
दो,
हैज मेड.
स्टैचू बनवा दो भाई के लिए. भाई
एग्जैक्टली.
नितिन नितिन ब्रो, सादिक भाई ने नाम ले लिया रैल्फ रैग्निक का. एज अ मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड फैन, आर यू एंग्री अबाउट, क्या कहते हैं, आर यू एंग्री ऑन राल्फ रैग्निक? क्या आपको उस पर गुस्सा आता है? डू यू थिंक ही इज़ डूइंग समथिंग रॉन्ग दैट ही शुडंट? डू यू थिंक ही शुड चेंज हिज प्लान कि अगर उसकी टीम नहीं कर सकती प्रेस तो भाई नहीं करे, कुछ और प्लान लगा? मतलब क्या, व्हाट्स योर ओपिनियन ऑन रैल्फ रैग्निक?
Um, I mean, listen, they are professional footballers. They should, if someone is doing the drills, you should learn how to. You should be flexible, because all these players have played for other coaches as well. They're not only played for Ralph Ragnick. I'm sure they all had different systems, different roles. They've been complaining about coming at different times to train. These are the kind of people we are currently dealing with. This is their professionalism level. So whether Ragnick changes the formation or not, what difference will it make? The first 30 minutes of the Crystal Palace game, his first game, did you remember how we were bombarding Crystal Palace? When's the last time we've done it since Crystal Palace? So that means we've already changed the system one time. So how many more times are we supposed to change it with the players unwilling to do anything? So that means we've already changed the system one time. They are not willing to run. What are we talking about? Formation change. What are we going to do? Get 11 players from the stands and run harder than them? Like, that's our formation change. Get people from the stand to do the running. Because here's my thing, right? They played football way before they joined Manchester United. Why can't they just? I know it takes time to adapt, but surely they can do better than what they're currently doing in the given system. Effort is not it's an intangible. You have to actually put in effort. You can't see it. So why would I be upset with Ralph Ragnick knowing his CV, his coaching CV is better than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's. It might even be arguably better than David Moyes. So, and his ability to farm young talent is undeniable. Why will I not rely on such a person, considering we have gone the opposite way, where we have spent 80 and 100 million on players? Why would I not rely on such a man? He is willing to say what other coaches are not willing to say. They have signed NDAs so they can say 2 years after they leave the club, like Van Gaal. Why will I not rely on such a person? Someone asked him today, is Ronaldo happy? He's like, I didn't ask him if he's happy, man. This is football. This is a game. This is sports. This is job. I don't care if you're happy or not. You can leave at the end of the season. I'm not your dad, dude. I'm your coach. You want a dad? Go get
मतलब
one.
लिटरली प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस वाले बंदे,
I'm not paid to be your dad, dude.
नहीं सच बात है, ये बिल्कुल सच बात है. प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस जो बंदे बैठे हो कुछ भी पूछ रहे हैं रैल्फ रैग्निक से कि वो पोर्चुगल चला गया, उसके बारे में कुछ कमेंट करोगे? रैल्फ रैग्निक, नो,
Bro, they
इट
are
डजंट
not
मैटर,
going to ask him.
इट
They're
डजंट.
not going to ask. You notice how they never ask them about Harry Maguire's form? Maybe because he's English. Maybe because he's captain. But you know what the real reason is? It's because they are on United payroll. So they ask the fan-friendly questions. Or should I put the opposite of fan-friendly questions? The questions that the fans don't have any interest in. I don't want to hear them go, we go again, or winning team one more time. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear winning team. I don't want anyone to say winning team. I'm sick of it. What winning team? Five-a-side football. What is this? The Ipanema Beach special. What are we all in Brazil playing by the water? What's going on, dude? I don't give a shit if they're wearing their training jerseys and they're doing like a pose. Winning team, dude. Like,
वो
what
तो
winning team, dude?
वो तो अच्छा करते, वो तो अच्छा करते विदाउट एनी डाउट यार, वो तो अच्छा करते. देखो,
Winning
थोड़ी
team.
सी मतलब सच्चाई उसमें भी है कि
Fucking hell.
देख के कुछ तो सोशल मीडिया पे आना चाहिए. बट सादिक भाई, मेरा
Yeah.
क्वेश्चन है
Say
नेक्स्ट.
we're working hard, dude. Do a video of them running That would be a nice video of them actually moving.
नहीं सही बात है
नहीं
लाइक
अभी डाल दिया ना, अभी डाला था ना, ये
रोनाल्डो
टॉटनहम
रनिंग।
के गेम से पहले यूट्यूब पे डाला है ना इन्होंने, वो जिफ्स डाले हैं ना 3-4 प्लेयर्स के।
भाई सादिक भाई, बट मेरा अगला क्वेश्चन आपके आपके लिए कि चलो भाई यूनाइटेड की बहुत बात हो गई, देयर इज अ लॉट टू टॉक अबाउट यूनाइटेड, ये भी हमें पता है। लेट्स टॉक अबाउट भाई दूसरी टीम जिसके अगेंस्ट मैच है यार, टॉटनहम हॉटस्पर्स। कभी दिन कभी रात, कभी हेल तो कभी हेवन, कभी खाएंगे 5 कभी मारेंगे
Dude,
7।
can I answer a comment, please?
हाँ हाँ बता दो प्लीज़।
One of the mods, Suman. Uh, Ragnick is not a man who can turn around a team from hell to heaven in 6 months. His system needs proper players and time in gym. There is a saying: how heavy you lift doesn't matter how consistent. How consistent. Okay, so it doesn't matter how heavy you lift. It consistency that matters. Yeah, quite right, Suman. I'm not asking him to turn hell into heaven. I'm asking the players to work hard. There's a big difference. I'm asking them to do better, and I think every United fan expects them to do better. I'm not asking for a miracle. I don't believe I said that in any of these sentences here. I've only asked for hard work, and the stats prove they're not working hard. So what has that got to do? I don't expect Ragnick to turn these bunch around. I've said it many times on the live watch-alongs on these streams with Jan. I've said it. Mask clear out. I've said it. So I hope that answers your question, Suman. Thank
भाई
you for putting in a comment.
मुझे लिटरली नितिन भाई मतलब फील कर सकता हूँ व्हाट नितिन ब्रो इज फीलिंग
Bro,
एज अ
there's no
मैनचेस्टर।
mercy, dude. There's
हाँ देयर
no
इज नो
mercy,
मर्सी
dude.
भाई,
I've
यही
seen
वाली
I've
बात है,
seen
यही वाली
people
बात।
bleed. I've seen
नहीं
people bleed for this shirt, dude. There's no mercy for me. This is real, dude.
दैट्स
This is
राइट
not
दैट्स
this is
राइट।
not banter. This is not a game, dude. This team is much more than a
बिकॉज
game for
बिकॉज
me at
मतलब
least.
अब तो मेरे को भी ऐसा लगता है कि अब चरम सीना आ गई है कि भाई इनफ इज़ इनफ भाई, अब बहुत हो गया, इट्स टाइम टू रियली गेट सीरियस। तो बात करते हैं हम क्या कहते हैं एक ऐसे क्लब की जिसका मतलब हाल वैसा ही है, मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड जैसा ही है टू बी ऑनेस्ट, बट विथ ऑल्टरनेट गेम वीक्स में रिजल्ट के साथ, कभी 5 खाएंगे तो कभी 7 मारेंगे। अब बट क्योंकि कॉन्टे ने भाई, कॉन्टे जितना ऑनेस्ट हुआ है आके पब्लिक में प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंसेज में, उतना तो कोई भी मैनेजर नहीं हुआ, उतना तो कोई मेरे ख्याल से होगा भी नहीं जितना वो हुआ। सादिक भाई, योर ओपिनियन ऑन दिस पर टीम राइट नाउ, हाउ डेंजरस एंड हाउ अनप्रिडिक्टेबल दे आर। दे कैन डिफीट मैन सिटी ऑन देयर डे बट दे कैन लूज टू बर्नले, दे कैन अगेन
देखो
स्कोर।
ये वही है ना, दे आर स्पर्स आर बीइंग स्पर्स, इट्स जस्ट टॉटनहम लैड्स,
नहीं नहीं लेकिन
वो
फिर
वाली बात है,
फिर भी नहीं,
वो वाली बात है।
फिर भी आप देखो
और
अगर
एंड एज नेथन सेड, ये बात एक ऐसे इंसान ने बोली थी जिसने जितना फुटबॉल हमने कभी सीखा नहीं है वो उससे डबल फुटबॉल भूल चुके होंगे।
हाँ सही बात है। मैं तो ये कह रहा हूँ कि लेकिन फिर भी आपके ओपिनियन, बिकॉज एवर्टन का मैच जो 5-0 जीती
हमारी
है।
जैसी हालत है, हमारे जैसी हालत है इस सीजन, लेकिन बस अफसोस ये होता है ना कि हम उस मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड कभी उस जगह होनी नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन टॉटनहम का भी वही हालत है कि हाईली अनप्रेडिक्टेबल, कभी एक मैच अच्छा खेलते हैं, कभी एक मैच बुरा खेलते हैं एज यू मेंशन। और उधर भी टीम में यही है कि एक कोहेसिवनेस और एक केमिस्ट्री नहीं बन रही, और वहां पे क्या है कि जो उनका मैनेजर है वो एक्सट्रीमली कहते हैं ना एक हार्ड टास्क मास्टर है। एंटोनियो कॉन्टे उस चीज के लिए मशहूर है, इज नोन फॉर दैट। तो आपको टॉटनहम का भी वही है, लेकिन टॉटनहम का ये है कि एटलीस्ट अगेंस्ट द बिगर टीम्स दे टेंड टू क्लिक। आई डोंट नो इफ दे कंसिडर अस अ बिग
बिग
टीम एनी मोर, वो दूसरी बात है, क्योंकि हमारी कोई हरकतें वैसी नहीं है। इट्स नॉट के द क्लब इज नॉट अ बिग क्लब, बट ये जो टीम है हमारी, इसकी हरकतें उस तरीके की है नहीं कि इसको आप एक बड़ी टीम समझोगे। तो उसी पे डिपेंड करता है। और अगेन ये एक और इशू भी है, क्योंकि आप ये प्रेडिक्ट नहीं कर सकते हो कि कौन सी टॉटनहम टीम आपके अगेंस्ट आएगी, द टीम दैट प्लेड सिटी और द टीम दैट लॉस्ट टू बर्नली।
मतलब लास्ट वो जीती
बट
थी शायद, इस बार ही उनका चांस आपसे हारने का ही है, दैट्स द चार्ट।
दैट्स
अगर
द गुड
फॉल
थिंग। लेकिन पिछला मैच अगर आप देखो तो वो खेले थे एवर्टन के साथ, दैट टीम इटसेल्फ इज इन शैम्बल्स। तो ये वही हिसाब हो गया कि हम लीड्स के सामने गए, हमने 4 गोल मार दिए, 2 के बाद 2 खा के फिर 2 मार दिए, पर लीड्स की भी हालत आप देख रहे हो, दैट टीम इज इन शैम्बल्स। तो इन टीम्स के अगेंस्ट अगर आप परफॉर्म कर दो तो आपको समझ में नहीं आता कि आप उस टीम को आगे कैसे प्रेडिक्ट करोगे। लास्ट मैच टॉटनहम लुक्ड अमेजिंग,
अमेजिंग।
आई वुड से कि वी शुड गो इन विद दैट माइंडसेट। और उनके जो प्लेयर्स क्लिक कर रहे हैं ना, वो प्लेयर्स हैं जो हमारी टीम की वीकनेसेस के अगेंस्ट खेलेंगे। हुंगमिन सॉन अगेंस्ट आवर फुलबैक्स, कुलुसेव्स्की अगेंस्ट आवर फुलबैक्स, हैरी केन अगेंस्ट हैरी मैग्वायर,
There is a Harry who wants to play football. There is a Harry who knows how to play football. There is a Harry who is not a pain in the ass for the own club, for his own club. There is a Harry who can do wonders. Or Harry Kane, how dangerous that guy
नहीं
is.
नहीं, दोनों हैरी वंडर्स कर सकते हैं, दोनों हैरी वंडर्स करते हैं,
बट
हमारा हैरी
आप
कुछ ज्यादा ही वंडर्स करता है.
आप किसको वंडर कहें वो आप पे डिपेंड करता है. लेकिन सादिक भाई, हाउ डेंजरस इज हैरी केन जिस करंट फॉर्म में वो है? मतलब आप बनने वाला मैच उठा दो, मैन सिटी वाला लाओ
यार,
अब.
अभी जिस फॉर्म में है ना वो, इट्स स्टिल नॉट पीक फॉर्म. द प्रॉब्लम इज कि हमें हैरी केन से इतना डर नहीं लग रहा जितना हमें हैरी मैग्वायर से डर लग रहा है. यू नो, दैट्स द सैड पार्ट. I mean, this Harry Kane in his current form, had it been last season's Harry Kane, yes, against any defender, that Harry Kane is deadly. Abhi ka Harry Kane has stops and start moments. ठीक है, against City his game was sublime, but other than that game, उसका उस लेवल का गेम इस पूरे सीजन मैंने नहीं देखा.
सही बात.
That one, I mean, Spurs में I would be more scared of Heung-min Son rather than Harry
Harry
Kane at
Kane.
this moment, the way he's playing. And again, the other thing, हमारी अकीलीज हील जो कि है हमारी मिडफील्ड. स्पर्स की मिडफील्ड इज क्लिकिंग प्रीटी वेल, रिगार्डलेस वो जीत रहे हैं या हार रहे हैं. हॉयबर्ग एंड
Bentancur.
बेंटनकोर आर प्लेइंग वेरी गुड एज अ टैंडम. और हमारे जो मिडफील्ड है उसके अगेंस्ट तो हर कोई मिडफील्ड अच्छी लगती है, तो दे आर डेफिनेटली गोइंग टू बी मच बेटर.
इसी बात पे
So
ये
that's the dangerous part.
ये
You lose the
प्यार
game in the middle.
ये वेरी राइटली सेड भाई कि सॉन जैसा और कौन है. ये बात तो बहुत ही अच्छी है. लेकिन मैं ये बात पूछना चाहूँगा नेथन ब्रो कि जैसा सादिक भाई ने कहा कि आर मिडफील्ड इज, मतलब कितने क्वेश्चन पूछ लो कम है, कितने भी क्वेश्चन पूछ लो कम है. तो कौन सी मिडफील्ड आप उतारना चाहोगे अगेंस्ट स्पर्स? विच थ्री प्रोफेशनल्स आर यू गोइंग इन विद अगेंस्ट टॉटनहम हॉटस्पर्स? यही आंसर है दोस्तों, आप देख लो, यही आंसर है. मैं और कुछ नहीं कहूँगा. बट
You know, I almost don't want to say the names, you know, just because I feel sad when just by saying the name only I feel sad. Uh, I mean, listen, yeah, we have Campbell, so Fred, Pogba, and Bruno. I mean, sorry, Matic, Pogba, and Bruno. I don't like that. I don't like that because in the middle they're just too slow. The middle is just too slow, man. I don't care. I don't care about quality. They're just too slow for the league. Yeah, seriously. And that is always going to be a worry against people who have fast players on the team. But I think we got to gamble. I think Matic has to put on his boots and he has to play the game. I think Matic. I mean, I would take Fred instead of Pogba, so we have a low center of gravity, you know, fast-paced disruptor. But I would be okay with, as long as Matic and Bruno are playing, I'm okay. I don't know about the third one. You put whoever you want as the third one. Hopefully Jimmy Garner next season, man. I'm sick of this midfield, bro. I'm sick of this midfield. Seriously.
सादिक भाई, योर कॉल, क्या खिलाना चाहेंगे आप? डू यू अग्री विथ मैटिच? क्योंकि मैटिच ने सर्टनली जब वो एथलेटिको मैड्रिड के अगेंस्ट आया, ही डिड मतलब काफ़ी अच्छा. He changed the game in United favors. You can say that, but as a starter,
Matic is being absolutely brilliant, barring the City. I think City game में वो खेला था. I think बाद में आया था ना.
बाद में.
हाँ. तो but देखो, barring the City game, Matic has been very good. But my only concern here is कि आप Matic को अगर Spurs के अगेंस्ट खिलाते हो, तो एथलेटिको के अगेंस्ट आप खुल जाओगे.
क्योंकि एक दिन चाहिए
आप उसको अगर एथलेटिको के गेम के लिए बचा के रखते हो, तो इस गेम में आप फ्रेड और पॉगबा का पिवट तो नहीं खिला सकते, क्योंकि ना फ्रेड पिवट का प्लेयर है ना पॉगबा पिवट का प्लेयर है. आई मीन, फ्रेड के एवरीवन कीप्स कोटिंग फ्रेड के एक नंबर के, भाई उसके जो जितने वो बॉल्स जीतता है. प्रॉब्लम फ्रेड के साथ पता है क्या है? एक दफा वो जब बॉल जीत जाता है ना,
उसके बाद क्या करना है?
उसके बाद उसको कख नहीं पता बॉल के साथ क्या करना है.
कख नहीं पता दोस्तों.
भाई वो बंदा ना ब्राजील में अच्छा दिखता है, मुझे पता है. मैं भी कहता हूँ कि आप ब्राजील वाला फ्रेड देखो, उसकी मैं तारीफ ब्राजील की टीम में करता हूँ. लेकिन ब्राजील की टीम में उसके साथ एक साइड में कभी कैसेमेरो खेलता है, कभी फबिन्हो खेलता है, और उसके साथ लुकस पक्वेटा और मतलब देयर आर होस्ट ऑफ
हाँ
बॉल प्लेयर्स अराउंड हिम. तो फ्रेड जब बॉल विन कर लेता है ना, दैट्स हिज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट रोल. जब वो मिडफील्ड में और अपर इन द फील्ड में जब वो बॉल विन करता है, एक लैटरल वो देता है तो उसके लैटरल में सारे ऐसे प्लेयर पड़े हुए हैं जो कि फिर उस बॉल के साथ कुछ कर सकते हैं. यहाँ पे वो बेचारा घूम के लैटरल में देखता है तो उसको या तो मैक्टोमिने नजर आता है जो फिर उसको दोबारा लैटरल वापस दे देता है
फिर
या
उसको
सामने वाली टीम को बॉल दे देता है. तो क्या करेगा? इसीलिए यू नीड मैटिच नेक्स्ट टू हिम. पर मेरा एक ही कंसर्न है कि देन व्हाट विल यू डू अगेंस्ट एथलेटिको. आपने फ्रेड और पॉग्बा का पिवट खिला दिया तो आप गए, तो आप बहुत बुरे गए. बट this is a dilemma right now. Bruno is definitely one of the three midfielders that is there. One of them has to be, मतलब Fred will play in my opinion. My thing is whether he will play मतलब वो Pogba खिलाएगा या वो मैटिच खिलाएगा.
फ्रेड और मैटिच का पिवट और ब्रूनो, दैट्स
और ब्रूनो.
हाँ. और बट
पॉग्बा को मैं एथलेटिको के अगेंस्ट, लेकिन अगेन ना, एथलेटिको के अगेंस्ट जो प्रॉब्लम हो रहा था उसमें मैं मैटिच और पॉग्बा खिलाऊंगा तो आई वुड बी मोर सॉर्ट ऑफ, एक तरीके से वो अच्छा होगा क्योंकि मैटिच कैन आल्सो बी अ डिस्ट्रप्टर, प्ले दोस बॉल्स टू पॉग्बा और फिर पॉग्बा लिंक अप कर सकता है सैंचो के साथ. लेकिन वही बात है ना, हमने पॉग्बा को देखा था लेकिन हमने पॉग्बा को फ्रेड के साथ देखा था अगेंस्ट एथलेटिको. तो वो पिवट तो था, वो तो पूरा ही इट वाज अ गॉन केस.
तो क्या चल
Yeah,
रहा है.
and I don't know, Sadiq, I don't know if you remember this, but why I don't want Pogba and Matic to play in Atletico is because I was, when we were doing the watch along, I was telling Jayant that Hector Herrera was such a disruptor. He was, I thought, I personally, to me, in a way, he was my man of the match. He was creating problems for everyone with the ball. He was running up and down everywhere. And Matic and Pogba just too slow, dude, again. And Hector Herrera was, he was covering grass, dude. He was going after everybody. Like I,
नहीं,
I was I was looking at Hector Herrera and wondering, oh, he's going to win the ball, he's going to pass the ball, and we're going to lose. Like
नहीं,
every
I
time I was looking at
understand.
Hector Herrera.
नहीं, I understand the Hector Herrera point, but that's where Matic comes into play. He's slow, I understand, पर Matic जितना प्रेस रेजिस्टेंट प्लेयर है ना, वो आज भी प्रेस रेजिस्टेंट क्वालिटी उसकी वही है जो उसकी 3-4 years पहले थी.
चेल्सी में थी.
तो in that regards he can sort of neutralize a player like Hector Herrera. The problem that day was कि हमारे पास फ्रेड था जो बॉल हेक्टर हेरेरा और फ्रेड के बीच में घूम रही थी, बट once Fred used to win the ball, that was, ये हो रहा था कि पॉग्बा आगे चढ़ जा रहा था लेफ्ट साइड पे. There were times in that game in Atletico that I saw 5-0-5, and between our two lines there were two lines of Atletico players.
Yeah.
So
तो दिक्कत तो थी
we
बहुत.
were all over the place. And then उस दिन तो पता नहीं रैग्निक ने भी क्या उसको सूझा था, 3 सेंट्रल डिफेंडर खिला दिए थे. मतलब honestly this whole season I have not been able to analyze our team tactically because we have not had tactics.
टैक्टिक्स नहीं.
Finally that was one game before which I said कि चलो इस दफा एक semblance आ रहा था 4-3-3 का, मैंने कहा चलो इस दफा टैक्टिकली एनालाइज करते हैं. तो उसने तो पता नहीं क्या ही सिस्टम खिला दिया. मतलब तो व्हाट टू से नाउ.
दैट्स द स्टोरी. बट नेथन ब्रो, क्योंकि ये स्पर्स वाला मैच है, मतलब मेरे ख्याल से तो ये सबसे ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट मैच है, बिकॉज देन यू प्ले एथलेटिको मैड्रिड, द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट गेम, बिकॉज द ओनली कॉम्पिटिशन दैट यू कैन विन, लेट्स से दैट. और उसके बाद यू प्ले लिवरपूल, द टीम दैट क्रश्ड यू 5-0. तो मतलब इट्स मतलब जो भी मोमेंटम है थोड़ा बहुत 2%.
The Liverpool game has been moved because they qualified to the next round of the FA Cup. I believe the match will be rescheduled. I believe. Don't quote me on
भाई
that. I
अगला जो
believe.
लिवरपूल के साथ हमारा जो अगला जो लिवरपूल के साथ जो प्रैक्टिस सेशन होगा ना, उसको तो मैं देखने ही नहीं वाला हूँ.
प्रैक्टिस सेशन यार, कम
उसको
ऑन
मैं देखने ही नहीं वाला. मैं
सादिक
बोलूंगा
भाई.
ठीक है यार, ये तो हो गया ये गेम हो गया, उसके पॉइंट्स भी नहीं गिनने हैं मुझे.
सादिक भाई प्लीज इतना गिव अप ना करें, इतना गिव अप
अरे
ना
यार
करें.
गिव अप की बात नहीं है यार. एक चीज आपको सामने, यू नो, व्हेन समथिंग इज
हाँ
स्टेयरिंग
मतलब
यू इन द फेस, यू कांट बिकम एन ऑस्ट्रिच.
Dude, that's exactly what I told Suraj when we were watching the Manchester derby, and he told me you're being too negative. I'm like, I'm not being too negative, dude.
that's the
It's a
reality.
fact. It's a fact. I'm not going to pretend that these people are doing a good job when they're not doing a good job. You can't pretend.
बट एटलीस्ट यार मतलब सब मतलब
अरे
सादिक.
हमें
सादिक भाई लेकिन
Okay,
जो
okay, okay, okay. So, Jan, before you ask any more questions, can I ask you something, right?
यस यस प्लीज
Tomorrow, if you apply to a 100 meters race, okay,
या
you're there, you're lined up, you warmed up, you give kisses to the crowd like Usain Bolt, okay, whatever you want to do,
आई डू
okay.
दैट आई एम
The
गुड
guy hits the gun right to start, and
हाँ
you walk while everyone is running. Would you be impressed by your performance?
नहीं 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 नहीं
So
फॉर
then, so then, how can you expect United fans who have seen a certain standard of football, regardless of winning? See, dude, not trophies. Okay, I'm not talking about trophies. Just leave it. I'm talking about effort. If you see people walk where they should run, what do you want me to do? You want me to clap my hands? I'm not going to do that, dude. I'm
बट यार
not.
कम ऑन यार इट्स मतलब
But dude,
एटलीस्ट
it's
We are
effort.
taking the same
But you don't
example.
understand, Giant, is effort. If you can see them not putting in effort, why should I get excited? What is the reason for me to
बट
get
यार अभी
excited?
तो वो रेस शुरू ही नहीं हुई ना यार नितिन भाई
No,
अभी तो वो
no, no,
रेस शुरू
no.
ही
I'm
नहीं
talking
हुई
about no, bro. I'm talking about the Manchester derby. Now I was in
हाँ
reference to watching the Manchester derby.
यार
So now
मैनचेस्टर ने
yesterday, you saw the Real Madrid game. I was all excited, dude. It's my second team. I was dancing. I was happy. But why I was happy? Because of effort. Effort was put in, dude. That is the difference.
नहीं यार
PSG had no effort.
बट
That
इवन
is that is why they actually lost. They bottled it and they had no effort.
सिटी गेम में भी द फर्स्ट हाफ वाज प्रीटी नाइस यार देखो जो भी हो मैन सिटी ने क्या गोल मारे थे यार सबको पता है
यार
एटलीस्ट
देखो यही तो प्रॉब्लम है ना।
मैं
अगर आप सिटी का फर्स्ट हाफ देखो अगर आप सिटी का फर्स्ट हाफ देखो तो वी आर सेइंग इट्स प्रीटी नाइस इन कंटेक्स्ट टू व्हाट हैज हैपेंड
अपन
दिस सीजन,
डिसीजन या बट
बट इट वाज नॉट प्रीटी नाइस।
हाँ वो बात भी है बट वही बात है
That's
कि सब
true.
लोग उसको
That's true.
पहले मैच से वो कर रहे हैं कंपेयर हाउ यूनाइटेड प्ले अगेंस्ट सिटी इन द फर्स्ट मैच ठीक है
भाई
बट
एक बात
गाइस
सुनो ना,
लेकिन ये बात तो खुश होने वाली है ना कि
एक मिनट
फर्स्ट
एक
मैच
मिनट
में तो देर वाज नो मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड इन द होल गेम
भाई, अगर एक बंदा है जो मर गया है
अरे अरे
और वो बंदे को हम कहें कि भाई तू जिंदा रहे और तुझे हम आईसीयू में रखते हैं तो वो बोलेगा ठीक है आईसीयू में रख दो, भले आई एम वेजिटेबल।
मारो मत भाई अभी रुक जा सादिक भाई लेकिन
नहीं
आप ये
पहले मैच
देखो
में तो मर ही गए थे ना, पहली जो मैनचेस्टर डर्बी थी उन्होंने दे किल्ड अस विद 1000 cuts।
भाई
No,
लेकिन
they were passing from one side of our penalty box to the other side. It was like a practice game. It was embarrassing, dude. You
अरे
can't get
प्रैक्टिस भी
excited
ऐसी
for
नहीं
that.
होती है यार,
You
प्रैक्टिस
can't
में भी
get
आपका
excited
डिफेंस
for
थोड़ा
that game.
एफर्ट दिखाता है।
You can't get excited for such games, dude. It shows that we don't appreciate what our club stands for, dude. It genuinely shows that. It's like all the people, all the people, whether they are world class or whether they are regular. It shows that we have no appreciation for anyone that is put on the shirt. Anybody. That's what it looks like. If I clap for these current level, it shows everyone that has put even an ounce of effort into this club over the years means nothing because they are not putting in any effort. Effort is the bare minimum in sports, my friend. You are not going to be the best worker in the room if you don't work hard. It does not matter how good you are at skills. This is not a skills competition. This is not FIFA Street. You got to work hard.
वो तो बात सही है वो तो
That's
बात
my opinion.
है लेट्स जस्ट क्या कहते हैं टॉक अबाउट द लाइनअप दैट सादिक भाई आप बता दो लाइनअप क्या होगी मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड की व्हाट लाइनअप यू थिंक शुड बी द बेस्ट लाइनअप अगेंस्ट अ टीम लाइक टॉटनहैम हॉटस्पर्स ऑफ Conte's टॉटनहैम हॉटस्पर लेट्स बी ऑनेस्ट
Wait, should we
देखो
ask? Should we find out like who do you think Tottenham are playing first of all? Should we go like that first? See what their lineup is and then accordingly choose our players? Like because they change, dude. Sometimes he plays Harry Winks. I don't know. Sometimes out of nowhere he just
नहीं
plays
लाइक
Harry
लाइक
Winks, dude.
तो आई थिंक हिज यूजुअल
Because-
मिडफील्ड अभी जब से बेंटन को रहा है तो ही इज प्लेइंग आई थिंक 5-2-3 मोस्टली
Hmm.
or a 3-4-3 if you may say, depending on who he plays as a wing back.
Yeah, exactly.
रेहान
That's what I'm saying.
सेसेयोन
What is the team we are lining up for? That's what I asked. That's what I
वो
meant.
मैन सिटी वाली लाइनअप को मान लेते हैं हम कि वही खेलेगी एंड लेट्स से
But they don't play 4-3-3, dude. Man
No,
City,
they play 3-4-3. 3-4-3. Sorry,
Oh, okay,
3-4-3.
fine. Yeah.
मतलब it shifts whether who is playing as the full as the wing
Yeah.
back.
I
I mean,
think
if
he's
he
going
goes
to play.
Everton,
I think
Real,
he's going to play
then he's
Regulon
going to
because
defensive
he's going to
lineup.
expose our right side. I think he's going to play Regulon so he can expose our right side because everyone keeps exposing our right side the whole time. So
No, they even abuse our left side equally. With
yeah, but
Maguire
I
being
feel
there.
I feel I feel Shaw in general is way more solid, so it's a little
नहीं लूक
harder.
शॉ तो इट्स आउट
Shaw
ऑफ
is
द
Whereas
solid.
शॉ तो
Shaw is
no, 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 no,
solid.
no, 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 no. I mean, before passing Luke
शॉ
Shaw, right? I mean, I'm not talking about Maguire. I'm talking about Shaw. To pass Shaw, I feel it's easier to pass Van Bissaka because if Bissaka mistimes the tackle or
अरे
he comes
it's
to hold
even worse
Lindelof's
with
hand,
Shaw. शॉ पता है क्या
well,
करता है वो
यार
वो वो एक 10 साल के बच्चे वाला डिफेंस करता है.
भाई
नहीं आपको क्या सिखाया जाता है?
सादिक भाई ने तो सच
स्टे
बोल
इन
दिया.
फ्रंट ऑफ योर मैन. स्कूल में आप 9-10 साल के होते हो, आपको बोलते हैं स्टे इन फ्रंट ऑफ योर मैन. When you graduate from that under 10s to the under 12s and under 13s, then they tell you,
उस
okay,
गैरी
now
भाई
watch
को
for
नहीं
the offside,
जयंत कुमार
and if
हमारे
the man is
कमेंट्री
crossing you by and you're
गैरी को
making a
नहीं.
line, आप जाने दो उसको. शो अभी भी वो 10 साल वाले में वो इतना पीछे आके खेलता है कि ऑफसाइड ट्रैप
भाई
उसको समझ ही नहीं.
सादिक भाई का रिएक्शन सेज एवरीथिंग. तो लेट्स जस्ट से कि जो वो नॉर्मली खेल रहे थे सिटी के अगेंस्ट वही लाइनअप है. भाई सुस्वागतम यार इतने दिनों के बाद. साल के स्टार्ट पे बोला था ट्रेबल, अब तो टॉप 4 भी नसीब नहीं है. टॉटनहम कुछ भी खेले हम उनको जीतने का पूरा मौका देंगे. नहीं देंगे यार, ऐसा नहीं होगा. कम ऑन. स्पर्स के अगेंस्ट मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड इज़ अ डिफरेंट टीम. ऑलिवर स्किप को स्किप करता रोनाल्डो ने. एंड जब से रोनाल्डो आया है, मैंने लास्ट टाइम रोनाल्डो को अगर किसी बंदे को इतने प्यार से काटते हुए देखा था तो वो ओलिवर स्किप ही था. और फिर उसके बाद कवानी का असिस्ट, वो बहुत अच्छी याद है मेरे साथ तो. और गैरी भाई, कैन यू टेल है यूट्यूबर नेम हु इज़ प्योर मड्रिस्ट एंड मेक्स हिंदी वीडियोस? भाई मैं TCS भी आप देख लो. आप इससे पहले की 4-5 वीडियोस देख लो. इट्स मतलब मैं हाला मदरीद यार, और क्या मैं कहूँ. तो लेट्स जस्ट स्टार्ट. सादिक भाई आप बताएं बैक फोर, फिर नितिन भाई आप बताना कि डू यू अग्री विद इट, एंड देन मिडफील्ड बताना, फिर हम देख लेंगे कि एग्री करते कि नहीं. डेविड
देखो
डैन गोल. हाँ
बैक फोर व्हाट आई वुड वांट सेंट्रल में तो वरान एंड लिंडलॉफ. प्लीज आई डोंट वांट टू सी हैरी मैगवायर. On the right, I don't want to see Van Bissaka. I mean, I know Diego Dallo is. Diego Dallo, Alex Telles, at least they do the basics right. They're not good defenders, but at least they know their basics. Van Bissaka and Luke Shaw, they just lose. Okay, Van Bissaka is good one-on-one defending, which you don't need against a team like Spurs, because Spurs भी जो है वो counter attack ज़्यादा खेलती है, तो उसमें they will not come at you. Though I don't know whether seeing our current state, स्पर्स शायद थोड़ा सा और अग्रेसिव हो जाए हमारे अगेंस्ट. बट आई वुड प्ले, बट देन अगेन द इशू इज इफ आई प्ले डिएगो डालो एंड यू हैव अ प्लेयर लाइक द, I mean, you have a player the quality of Heung-min Son who can, I mean, they can easily shift him onto the left. So that would be, I mean, that's a matchup nightmare. I mean, right back पे आप Van Bissaka खिला लो, डालो खिला लो, either one is the same. Because Dallo हम इसलिए खिलाते हैं क्योंकि offensively we say that he'll be better, but honestly in all the games that Dallo's played, his offensive delivery has been pretty average. I mean, even below that. I mean, इतना अच्छा नहीं रहा है वो. Left पे obviously I'll go for Alex Telles, and the center partnership would be Varane and Lindelof. That would be my back four.
मेरे ख्याल से तो वैन पिसाका द वे ही प्लेड अगेंस्ट एंड हाउ क्या कहते हैं फोर्डन क्रिएटेड अ मॉकरी आउट ऑफ हिम. उसके बाद तो वैन बिसाका गॉट नो चांस. इट्स डियागो डेलो फॉर श्योर. नितिन भाई, डू यू
I
अग्री और यू वांट
agree.
टू?
Same back five with Dallo only because, if nothing else, just because Van Bissaka had a nightmare and shouldn't be rewarded with another start. Simple, simple
तो
principle
लेट्स मूव ऑन टू
selection. That's
योर
it.
मिडफील्ड ब्रो. नितिन ब्रो, योर मिडफील्ड.
I already said my midfield. Matic and Bruno, and an imaginary third person that is not a midfielder we currently have. I'll go with Fred just so we have some legs in the midfield, but I wouldn't mind playing Pogba because we'll have speed in front hopefully. So Matic, Fred, and Bruno. I have a feeling he's going to play Pogba, Fred, and Bruno, but
keeping in mind
Matic.
the next is Atletico Madrid.
No, bro, we got. See, if we are taking this game seriously, we have to play Matic. Because Matic, we can't afford to do any of that silliness we did in Man City. We can't afford it. Okay, and we need Fred, so Fred can cover. So Fred can cover whoever the right back is. So Elanga doesn't have to stand behind Van Bissaka, even though he's a winger. Okay, so I don't care. I don't care. I'll put Fred and Matic. Whatever. I don't care if he's terrible. I want speed, and I want someone who's going to help our defenders.
Sadiq bhai, your call. Matic is on the bench or is he starting?
No, Matic is starting, Bruno starting. The third midfielder, I would go for Pogba and replace him in the second half with Fred.
ओके एंड फॉर ऑल द मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड फैंस बाय द वे गाइस, नेथन का चैनल का लिंक मैंने डाल रखा है डिस्क्रिप्शन में, प्लीज़ गो एंड चेक इट आउट एंड प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब एंड हमारी वीडियो को भी लाइक कर दें आप, और सादिक भाई को कहें कि वो एक यूट्यूब चैनल खोलें, और क्योंकि ही विल बी द फास्टेस्ट ऑन यूट्यूब टू गेन 1K
नहीं भाई,
फॉर श्योर।
सारे मेरे चैनल हैं, सारे मेरे भाइयों के चैनल हैं।
ये बात तो है, ये बात है, बट दोस्तों मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगा, बड़े दिन से चाहता था मैं, सादिक भाई के पीछे बड़े दिन से था, और वो फाइनली आ जाए। लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द बेस्ट पार्ट, द क्या कहते हैं, फ्रंट थ्री ऑफ
Front three.
फ्रंट थ्री। रोनाल्डो इज बैक, इज ही बैक इन द
So
लाइनअप?
I'll go first because Sadiq went first. So
चीटिंग नहीं
let
करेगी?
Sadiq will be very polite with what he has to say. I'm sure he'll be more polite than I will be at least. So I'll end it on a positive note.
नहीं, प्रिडिक्शंस करेंगे ना मैं एंड में, तो इट्स नॉट नेवर गोइंग टू बी पोलाइट।
Right mid, Sancho. Striker, somebody called Sue. And left mid, listen man, I've said it for weeks now. Rhythm is a dancer. Please call Anthony Elanga.
ओके
That's
ओके, दैट वाज बट
very
वेरी
simple
वेरी
to me.
स्वीट भाई, नितिन भाई आपकी तरफ से बड़ा स्वीट था। सादिक भाई योर, यू एग्री?
Exactly the same. Just I will switch the flanks of Sancho
Flanks.
and Elanga.
Okay. Sancho, the only hope of, the only ray of light in Manchester United team right now.
He's doing so well on the left. I don't want to disturb him right now.
Okay. No disturbance. No disturbance, guys. तो डिस्टर्ब करते सादिक भाई को। प्रोडिक्शन फॉर द गेम, हाउ कॉन्फिडेंट मैनचेस्टर, मतलब हमने पूरी वीडियो देख ली कि हाउ सैड अ मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड फैन इज, बट दिस प्रोडिक्शन विल टेल हाउ कॉन्फिडेंट दे आर अबाउट द मैच।
See, I still feel it's Tottenham. We literally destroyed the same team last time we played them, although the coach was different. We went with a back three probably
three.
against Nuno, and things were a bit different at that time. But the same bunch of players that we have now played against them in the previous game. Although our form is a little bit more topsy-turvy than theirs, so I'll go say a 2-1 win for United.
2-1 win दोस्तों, 2-1 win. Nathan bro, your call? Your call, Nathan bro. It's thinking so much.
Sorry, no, sorry. The net just fizzled out for a minute.
Okay.
Very simply put, do it for the law man. Do it for Sir Bobby. Do it for the great sports manager of all time, where he said it's only Spurs. 3-1. If these people don't show up, give them their pink slip.
3-1.
Send their asses home. Send their asses home.
3-1
Because they're not
देखो,
worth wearing the shirt.
बता दिया ना।
They're coming to art. They're coming to art. Blood must be spilled. United, not United red blood. The opposite.
Back to back home games, or the momentum is very very important, and Cristiano Ronaldo is back दोस्तों. Nathan Boy has said 3-1. I will agree with Sadiq bhai and I will go with a safe 2-1 victory, because दोस्तों मैं कहूँगा Tottenham is a is a team which can cause trouble when they are on a counter attack. They are by एवर्टन का मैंने देखा है हाईलाइट्स में, मैं बता सकता हूँ वो 10 गोल मार सकते थे, बट आफ्टर ऑल इट्स एवर्टन, तो काम डाउन वाली बात भी है। तो थैंक यू वेरी मच गाइज यार, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर कमिंग एंड जॉइनिंग अस टुडे। इट वाज, मतलब एक कोई अगर कमेंट आया हो, सादिक भाई मुझे इस यूनाइटेड टीम की डेस्टिनी उसी दिन दिख गई थी जब पिछले सेलिब्रेटिंग क्वालिफाइंग इन द चैम्पियंस लीग, द टीम हु डोमिनेटेड द वर्ल्ड। सच बात है यार, ये तो मतलब चलो ये तो वही है, बट आई होप कि चैम्पियंस लीग क्वार्टर फाइनल्स में मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड इज गोइंग जाए भाई। क्यों नहीं जाना भाई, कोई रीज़न ही नहीं है भाई, जाना ही चाहिए। इट्स द कंपटीशन फॉर सू, और प्लीज़ सू कर दो यार कुछ, कम ऑन, अब आ गया वो टाइम, आप ही हनुमान जी हो तो प्लीज़ कर दो। तो थैंक यू वेरी मच सादिक भाई फॉर कमिंग फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, इट वाज प्लेजर हैविंग यू, मज़ा आ गया। और आते रहना प्लीज़, ठीक है, वॉच अलॉन्ग में भी आना प्लीज़, थैंक यू। अब मेरे पास तो नंबर है, मैं कॉल कर दूंगा आपको।
Are we doing a watch along tomorrow?
यस वॉच अलॉन्ग तो
Oh, we are?
यस भाई।
Okay.
तो दोस्तों नेथन भाई को तो आप जानते हैं, टीसीएस भी ओजी, ठीक है, और आपको TCS भी OG खेलने के लिए कुछ नहीं करना पड़ता, आपको बस हमेशा आते रहना है. तो सादिक भाई, you can
Shout out
easily
to all
become a
the
TCS.
moderators in the chat.
हाँ, shout out to all the
I think
moderators, to everyone who is
Suman, Barg,
and Suraj भैया,
everybody, Lakshya,
जो दूसरे फोन से.
Suraj there, not trolling for a change.
या और भाई रक्तिम भाई, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर staying for the consistent comment today. And as you know guys, Nathan भाई, originally आज सादिक भाई ने भी देख लिया कि who is Nathan, a blunt and honest Manchester United fan who is nowadays very sad. And दोस्तों, mark my words, जब भी United अच्छे फॉर्म में आ रही है, you will hate seeing Nathan live because वो मारेगा ही बस.
I just want to say one thing, right? Because I know it's funny, but this is going to sound very strange to say. But maybe Sadiq can understand, and I don't know, maybe people in the chat can understand. But when I'm sad, right, I'm not even sad for myself. I'm genuinely sad for Sir Alex. Like, not me, dude. Let me make it very clear. I'm not sad for me. I understand this is the game. I understand there will be peaks and troughs in every football team. But I genuinely only feel sad for Sir Alex. Sir Bobby is so unwell now; he can't come and watch the games. I feel genuinely sad only for Sir Alex.
दोस्तों
Everybody else,
दोस्तों
it is
20
what it
वोट्स
is.
हुए हैं और मैं पोल एंड करता हूँ, बट आई कैन सी कि यूनाइटेड फैंस आर प्रीटी ऑप्टिमिस्टिक. मैंने पोल डाला था, हु हैज़ बेटर चांस ऑफ फिनिशिंग इन टॉप 4, यूनाइटेड और स्पर्स. 60% यूनाइटेड, 40% स्पर्स. पीपल आर प्रीटी ऑप्टिमिस्टिक, बट फिंगर्स क्रॉस यार. कमन देखते हैं भाई, अभी तो आर्सेनल को भी गिरना पड़ेगा काफ़ी पकड़ने के लिए. तो लेट्स सी. थैंक यू वेरी मच गाइज. We'll meet you tomorrow with the watch along of Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspurs at Old Trafford. It's time for soup.